Hey everybody, Michael the Librarian of Magic here, finding and cataloging the magical and pointing you to it. Back here on October the 28th, I have my wife Erin again with me today in another Disney drawing of a villain for you. The same disclaimers for these drawings as always apply. You can find links to those in my other videos at the end of this one. With that out of the way, I will show you the Disney villain drawing of the day. If it wasn't already obvious from my hat, it's Jafar and Iago from Aladdin. And I have a lot of interesting information here, so I'll try to get through it pretty expediently if I can. Sure, you can hold it. There we go. Jafar is loosely based off a combination of two characters from The Tale of Aladdin and the 1001 Arabian Nights. A wicked vizier and a evil sorcerer. He was sort of a combination of those. He's a fan favorite character, fan favorite villain. He has an interesting style. He's sort of smug and sleek looking. He has a dry, cheeky humor. And he's just sort of creepy and slimy and sleazy for those reasons. Just has like a really funny, interesting manner about him. And then Iago on his shoulder is this like brash character prone to rage and emotion. What's interesting is actually originally Jafar was supposed to be loud and easily agitated and prone to temper tantrums, and Iago was going to be cool and collected, and the writers decided that it would make Jafar a lot more scary if he was like calm and creepy. So they just flip-flopped the personalities of Jafar and Iago. And then there was a quote I read from the writers Terry Rossio and Ted Elliott, who worked on this movie, that in their minds, Jafar has implemented or transferred his stronger emotions into Iago. That he can be...
he can be the calm, collected.
Yeah, he can be free
Iago
from...
Iago is the other version.
And he can be like free from distraction so that he can do his magical evil stuff.
Huh.
So that's kind of like a
So cool... like almost Iago is like an extension of him, but it's the emotional side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what they... I mean, that's not like implied in the movie at all, but that was kind of what they were thinking of when they were writing it. There we go.
Sorry.
Jafar is voiced in the movie by theater actor Jonathan Freeman, who was basically an actor of the stage at the time, who was a self-proclaimed Disney villain fan and submitted a...
if I was a Disney villain?
Submitted an audition of himself and then got selected for the role. Originally, they offered the role to Sir Patrick Stewart, and he had scheduling conflicts, which he now regrets.
Oh, shucks,
and couldn't do the movie. They were also considering Tim Curry, Kelsey Grammer, John Hurt, Christopher Lloyd, and Ian McKellen, all for Jafar.
Wow.
And they ended up landing on relatively unknown but super excellent Jonathan Freeman, who also, since he was an actor of the stage, went on to play Jafar in the original Broadway run of the show when they implemented it as a Broadway show. So he's one of the very few, maybe the only person ever to voice a Disney villain in a movie and also play that same character.
Yeah, I don't know when else it would have happened.
No, I think he must be the only one. I'm not sure. If you know about that, comment below and let me know. But I think he might be the only one. Another cool thing that it didn't even really occur to me until I was researching for this, but then when I read about it, I'm like, of course, it makes all the sense in the world, is that supervising animator Andreas Deja, who kind of came up with the character designs for Jafar, was highly inspired by Maleficent when he came up with this. So his long flowing royal robes, he has slender. He has a bird sidekick. He's able to transform into other stuff. He's a powerful sorcerer that can like transform into other things.
Oh, nice.
So he's really a lot like Maleficent. If you think about it, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, it does.
He, like I said, is a powerful sorcerer. He is a master of disguise. And
when he does like the old man thing.
How he tricks Aladdin as like an old beggar. Another cool thing that I found that's just an interesting piece of trivia that ties into some of my other videos is that during the scene in the end when Jafar turns into an evil genie, he has this scene where he like has all this lightning like on his body and like surrounding him or whatever.
Yeah.
And the design for it in the movie is actually inspired by Chernobog from Fantasia. So, which is the very first video I did in this series was about Chernobog. So there's kind of a tribute to Chernobog in that scary final scene where Jafar is like a super terrifying
really
evil
super
genie.
evil genie.
Iago was voiced in the movie by Gilbert Gottfried, who is like, his voice is well known.
Yeah.
He was like the Aflac Duck for a while, and he's a super well known comedian.
Very, very distinctive voice.
Yeah, and he's been in a lot of stuff, primarily known for his stand up and bit film roles here and there, but he's got that super iconic voice. So he's been in a lot of advertisements, voiceover roles, and stuff like that. He's got the kind of squinty face and super voice, and he's perfect for Iago.
Oh, yeah.
I love him as Iago.
Yeah, super perfect.
I think it's a bold choice on the part of Disney.
That's a good
Originally,
point.
they were going to have Jonathan Freeman, the guy who voiced Jafar, also voice Iago before they found and decided on Gilbert Gottfried.
Interesting. So it's going to be like him playing two parts.
Yeah, but I'm really glad they found Gilbert Gottfried because one of my favorite... I love Jafar, but one of my favorite things in the movie is Iago.
Yeah.
That he's like so angry and... he's just hilarious.
I love it when they're like when he's getting the crackers stuffed in his face, and he's like, "If I have to eat one more cracker,"
and then they
Shove
when
it
they
down
get the
his
revenge,
throat.
now I'm gonna feed him all the crackers. So that and they have awesome chemistry. In fact, they worked really closely together, Jonathan Freeman and Gilbert Gottfried,
like
when they were recording it, which doesn't always happen when. Sometimes you record these things in isolation, but they really worked with each other a lot and got to know each other, and they have like really good chemistry as a result. Jafar's been done in lots of like animated TV shows and sequels to the movies like Return of Jafar, which I mentioned in one of my other videos. I talked about the long history of
this separate studio.
Disney Toon Studios and like the sequels like Return of Jafar. He's in all those Disney sequels and video games and stuff. He's been in some live-action TV ones as well. Jafar was played by Naveen Andrews in the villain show Once Upon a Time. Naveen Andrews played Saeed on the show Lost, if you were ever a fan of that. Jafar was played by hilarious comedian Maz Jobrani on the movie Descendants, which is I really need to see, but it's like super duper popular. So after this project is over and Disney Plus rolls out,
we need to see.
I'm gonna watch that. I promise everybody, I'm gonna watch that. And then he was played in the live action movie that came out this year by Marwan Kenzari in the new live action Aladdin movie.
Cool.
Yeah. And
which we also need to see. We're way behind the times.
I know. We still haven't seen The Lion King.
Yeah,
a bunch of stuff.
we're gonna be on it.
I'm a terrible Disney fan, but
we'll get it done.
I want to do it.
Yes,
so
it's gonna happen.
Don't worry, everybody. It will happen. I'm gonna catch all up on them in like one day. All at once.
All at once. One day. Maybe two.
I'm just behind on a couple movies, not all of them. I've been busy with this.
I know. It's true. You got a project.
So you're all welcome. So anyway, that's kind of a lot of the interesting stuff I found out about Jafar. There's a lot of differences between the 1001 Nights and the Disney movie Aladdin that I really won't list here. There's a lot of them, but you know, Jafar is a combination of two different characters.
It sounds like they're trying to...
The plot of the story is different. Jafar doesn't turn into an evil genie at the end. There's a lot of other differences, but I would just encourage you to look that up. Even if you don't have time to read all of the volumes of 1001 Nights, which is like super duper long. Just find the Tale of Aladdin and check it out. It's definitely worth your time, even in translation if you can't read Arabic, which a lot of people can't. But the famous Richard Burton translation is worth your time. The word Jafar means stream in Arabic, in case you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
That's just an interesting little tidbit. And that's kind of, I kind of had a variety of information here, but it was a lot of interesting stuff. You specifically wanted to request meeting on this one. What do you like about Aladdin and Jafar and Iago?
Yeah, no, I really I really like Aladdin as a story. I especially do like Jafar as the villain. I think he's a very I do like his dry humor and his kind of stoic way of being, and Iago's great and how it kind of contrasts how he is. But there's just some great line, and like when he's getting all upset about Prince Ali, and like he just has these great one-liners that make me really happy. And like when they have the big parade with Prince Ali coming in, and he's like trying to close the door, and it's like all sorts of annoyed about the whole thing. I don't know, I just think it's really good. And I really love how your drawing came out.
Oh yeah,
like, I think
you like that one?
Yeah, I think you got the attitude just right.
I was really happy with this. This one wasn't based on a.
Yeah, you just did it from a still, right?
Yeah, I did it from a still. It wasn't based on a. I've been doing more of those lately.
Yeah.
Not a tutorial or anything like that.
I just feel like, and it does kind of embody a lot of the kind of difference, or kind of how he carries himself as a villain.
There's some decent Jafar tutorials out there, but I wanted to have Iago, so that's why I came up with one on my own.
Iago's
like
so
found
great.
one on my own.
I feel like they're a team. You can't really.
Yeah, with the Prince
have
Ali
them on their
thing
own.
too. That just reminded me. I read that they were originally going to have. They came up with like 4 or 5 different concepts for a villain song for Jafar that they never did. There's like you can search for that stuff that's out there.
There's like this missing version of it.
There's like 4 or 5 different ones that are out there, but they decided that it would interrupt the flow of the movie too much. So instead, in the movie, what they have is they reprise Prince Ali, and he kind of does like a little dark,
twist on it,
short version of that, and that stayed in the movie.
Okay,
so he kind of
instead of having his own song, he kind of had a reprise of the.
That's what they decided to do. So that's pretty cool.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, and I just think it's an amazing film. Like, obviously Robin Williams to me is such a gift by having him in that.
Oh yeah. We'll never have another friend like Robin.
I love that. I mean, just to be able to take out Jafar by turning him into a genie is just really, really cool. It's like, well, here, getting what you wish for kind of thing. And yeah, I think it's a great story too about, I mean, it's romantic, obviously, you know, like guy gets the girl, but also I think this idea of like doing what you said you would do, that he said with his last wish he was going to free the genie, and he does it even at a cost to himself. And I think that, I mean, the genie is just as important as the princess, obviously, in this movie, which is as different, obviously, than some of the other, you know, princess stories or things like that. It's about Aladdin and not about Jasmine, despite the fact she's very important to the movie. But I think there's just something really special there. So
yeah, me too.
I feel like Jafar being the way he is and less zany is good because it's a nice contrast to Robin Williams.
Oh yeah,
it creates a really fun dynamic when they're playing off of each other a little bit. It's
and
fantastic.
you can't make Jafar too over the top because you can't out over the top Robin Williams.
You're just gonna pale in comparison.
Yeah.
The only reason why Godfrey can get away with it is his voice is zany and he's like up against.
Well, and even
Jafar.
there, like Godfrey has like he's able to make his voice rageful and sarcastic, but he's not on the over-the-top level as Robin Williams of just the mile a minute references, impressions, all that stuff.
Singing,
I mean,
dancing, all that.
There was nobody like him.
No, real gift. So
Aladdin's totally one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I love it.
Isn't
it's
it
so
great?
Good. Yeah. I always, for some reason, Whole New World is like totally in our singing range, so we do sing that song together.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just special. I really like that.
Yeah,
one.
me
so
too. It's great.
Wanted to be here for talking about Jafar a little bit.
It's funny.
Cool.
It's
like
awesome. There's awesome music.
Yeah, the story is just interesting. I like it.
It's one of our favorites.
Very strong.
Which is why we will get to like the live action.
Yes, I know. I've been wanting to see it.
Well,
it's just, so
October, like we're big Halloween people, and we get waylaid by watching scary movies, and we have like this is a time of year where we have like a backlog of stuff, and so we've had to put some of the Disney stuff on hiatus. And
there's so many great Disney stuff.
I know.
Okay, Disney, slow it down a little bit.
Disney's been cranking it out this year.
If they weren't so efficient with everything, we'd be cut up.
But we'll totally get back to it.
Yes, we will.
We'll do a bunch in a row.
Yeah, we can tell you about what we think about the live action one when we see it.
Totally.
So, what we think of Jafar and how all that worked out.
If that's something you want to see, give us a comment below. Let us know if you want us to talk about.
It's going to happen whether or not you want it to.
Yeah, but let us know if that's something that you'd be interested in watching. The live action stuff that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
you know, as we also get ready to ramp up to Disney Plus later on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun.
Awesome.
We
I
learned
like
about
it. Thank
Jafar.
you. I know.
Did you learn stuff you didn't know?
I did learn stuff I didn't know. Yeah,
me too. And I hope you did too.
Yes.
Thanks as always for watching these. Share
We're
these with your friends. Yep, we're almost to the end.
Almost to Halloween.
Made it almost to Halloween. Now we have 3 more for reals this time.
Instead of the edited version.
But tell your friends, subscribe, ding the bell, all the YouTube things. Thanks as always for watching these. Thanks for sticking with me. And I will be back tomorrow with another one. And we're really close to the end now. So thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.